Today, we are going to watch the police video interview of Michelle Brandes, the girlfriend, or maybe now ex-girlfriend, of Stephen Gress. If you don't know who Stephen Gress is, it means you may have missed his police video interview. I've linked it for you in the description box in case you want to check that out. Miranda Corsette is the victim in this case, the girl pictured top right. She was 16 years old and she was lured to Stephen Gress's home in Florida on Valentine's Day via a dating app. Once she got there, she actually was there for Valentine's Day and went back home. She lived with her grandmother. Both her parents had died. She was also a single mom of an 11-month-old baby that her grandmother was helping her to raise. It just sounds like she'd been through a lot in life already. Anyway, so she went to this guy's house for Valentine's Day, went back home, and then the next day decided to go and visit this guy, Stephen Gress, again. Well, he then accused her of stealing a ring of his. And his girlfriend, Michelle Brandes, was also there, and it sounds like she was very jealous of this 16-year-old being around. And so the allegation is that the two of them kept her captive, held her against her will for over a week. They beat her, tortured her, and eventually she was murdered. And police say that a billiard ball was stuffed into her mouth and her face was wrapped in plastic. And then it gets even worse. So trigger warning for this case, because it truly is horrifying that this is not only about the murder of a 16-year-old, but also the dismemberment of her remains.
Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share.
So police say that once Stephen Gress and Michelle Brandes had worked together and put Miranda's body in his vehicle, they then went to Michelle Brandes' mother's home with the teen's body in the vehicle and apparently dismembered her there. Then they went to go play mini golf with her body parts in the car. Then they drove to a dumpster and disposed of her remains. And unfortunately, the police say that trash went to an incinerator, so they don't believe that they're going to be able to find any of Miranda Corsette's remains. So this is such a sad case. But both of them were arrested. This happened, by the way, this crime in February of 2025. Of course, from Valentine's Day is the first time that Miranda met Stephen Gress, and then she went back on the 15th, and police believe that she was killed sometime between the 15th and the 24th. And so on March 5th, Stephen Gress was actually arrested because Michelle Brandes called the police because apparently he was an aggressor, a DV aggressor, and also abusing her. She was scared for her life. He'd pointed a air-powered harpoon gun at her. She called the police. He was arrested, and then all this came out about Miranda. There were also other witnesses in this case, which is interesting, that knew about Miranda being at their house. And then on March 8th of 2025, Michelle Brandes turned herself in. So if you look at the date at the top, it says March 8th of 2025 at 11:14 a.m. This is the day that Michelle Brandes decided to talk to the police, and she told them everything that she possibly could. At some point, she does sound extremely terrified, and then I just have to remind myself as well, while she may have been, she still participated allegedly in some horrific things. And in between, while waiting to dispose of a teenager's remains, celebrated, I think it was her birthday. They celebrated something and they went to play mini golf and eat out and drink, and wow. So just keep that in mind. All right, so do you now know more about the case? If you want to do a deeper dive, just check out the description box. Stephen Gress's police video interview will be linked there, as well as the 2 previous deep dives we've done, where we looked at the probable cause affidavit, we drove around with Google Maps, we looked at all the locations. We also did a deep dive on the timeline and just everything that we knew about this case before, of course, these police video interviews came out. So thank you again to Grizzly Cat for working with me to obtain these police video interviews. Here, let's get started. Today's video is 1 hour and 14 minutes long. I've obviously defluffed it for us, which means chopped out all the parts that are silent, redacted, and even some where she's just blowing her nose, because nobody needs to hear that, right? Okay, so here we go.
You okay?
Yeah. Yes. No, I'm not.
No.
No, I'm not.
I can imagine.
I'm not okay.
I usually when we talk to people, it's always we meet under these kinds of situations and circumstances, and it's gonna be hard.
I know.
I'll just say like, you're doing the right thing. You being here, you're gonna once you get all of this off your chest, you're gonna feel better. So, just tell us from the very beginning what happened.
I've known Steven since I was 17 years old. I dated his older brother. I thought he was a cute one. But back when I'm 17 and he's 16, you don't date a guy younger than you. So I dated his older brother.
Take your time.
And these are the days of our lives, apparently. So she dated the brother, then she was dating him. Okay, and so I do want to say, for anyone who's new here, my name is Gisela K. I'm South African. I live in Switzerland. And yes, I'm going to be on screen the entire time. So for anyone that's wondering, why are you sitting there in the corner? Because my audience likes it. And we stop and we make commentary and all of that. So that's what I will be doing with you.
I kept contact with him throughout his prison bid, because he's been in prison. And I kept contact with him. Pictures, letters, what I could do. The day he got out of prison, I went and I seen him at his mom's house, and we kept contact every so often throughout the years. I was looking for a booty call, and I reached out to him May 4th, 2024. It was amazing. We had sex and it was really, really good. And that kind of...
Okay, it's time to get your barf bags out because, ew. No, we don't need to know that, lady. We do not need to know how very good this criminal sex was. Okay. So let me just tell you, these two have been in and out of jail a lot in their lives. But for her, the charges, we'd been over this before, right? In the episodes that are linked below. But it's things like driving while license suspended, careless driving, possession of substances and all of that. And same for him as well. Although he also had armed robbery charges. Yeah. The guy who accused the 16-year-old of stealing his ring, which was later just magically found by Michelle in his car. Yeah, that guy, he was charged with violation of helmet regulation, armed burglary, and this is all dating all the way back to way back. I'm talking their whole lives. These two have been very busy committing crimes. Now, this, of course, is so much worse because they're facing first-degree murder charges. Wow, and the death penalty.
Sealed the deal for me. He's not your normal type of person. Like, he's not your normal type of person. Everything was different. Everything was different at the beginning. Everything was so good. Everything was great. I allowed so much that I would have never allowed with anybody else. He felt like the world owed him because of all the time that he did.
See? I muted that for you, so you do not have to hear her blow her nose, okay? Pleasure. Also, when she's like, allowed so much, that also includes him admitting to police that he killed countless animals. When he got stressed, he said that Michelle and some lady that lived with him, Pam, they would bicker. They would have their rent paid late. they would threaten where he would sleep, and so he had to just kill a bunch of animals. They asked, where'd you get the animals? He said, Craigslist. Guinea pigs, rabbits, and other pets. Okay, so go watch his interview if you haven't seen that. But yeah, it sounds like she allowed a lot. So while I do think that in some capacity she was a victim of coercive control and domestic violence, yeah, I'm not going to then say, I'm not going to feel too sorry for her, because that seems valid in one capacity. However, whoa, to then participate in all these other things, allegedly, which is why she's accused with first-degree murder, you know what I mean? To know that there's a teenager's dismembered remains in the vehicle, but you're going to go play mini golf and drink cocktails and still have sex with this guy and all of that, that's a little bit twisted, right? That's an understatement, but you know what I mean.
Sorry. So he would have sex with as many people as he could. There were times where he would make me clean up real quick because he was going to go pick up a girl. And I would have to go in the other room with Pam. And fucking Pam. And I would literally have to just sit there while he would have sex with somebody else, and then he'd come back to me like everything was just fine and normal and everything was okay because he loved me. Fuck. Valentine's Day.
Okay, whoa. Let me also tell you that she is a mother of 3 children. She'll tell you about it later. But how sad is that as well? I don't know where exactly the children lived, if they were safe, because why is she living with this guy and Pam and doing all this stuff? Where are her kids? That's what makes this case even more sad, because it sounds like she neglected her children to be with this lover boy. I mean, really, he's really not that hot. He's not hot at all, okay? I don't care how good you thought the sex was. He's a criminal who treats you like absolute crap, and you're apparently not spending time with your kids, and now here we are where you're facing the death penalty. You know what I mean? So yeah, that road led absolutely nowhere.
This year. Valentine's Day, fucking Valentine's Day. 10 days before my birthday. I was at my mom's getting ready, getting the gift bag together for him. And I Ubered to his house. And I got there and everything was fine, and I gave him, he was sleeping when I got there. I gave him his present, and he didn't have anything for me. He never, when he does things for me, it's very seldom when he does things for me, but that's what makes it all that much better, because it's so rare. That's not normal either. Everything was fine. I didn't understand. Out of nowhere, he says he's going to pick up another girl on Valentine's Day. I'm like, okay, are you serious? Yeah, okay.
Ma'am, on any day it was bad, okay? It sounded like that's not what you wanted or signed up for. So to be like, on Valentine's Day too? Yeah, if he's doing it all year round, he's definitely going to do it on that day as well. Maybe he'll find it exciting. Let's bring somebody else over for Valentine's Day. His brain, as I said when we watched his police video interview, yeah, it's not wired the same as most people. Okay.
A lot of the times I would wait outside, or I didn't even want to be in the house whenever this happened, because it hurt. It hurt every time. I was outside this time. It was like 4 or 5 hours that he spent with her. By her. It was Miranda. He met her on the Grindr app. She said she was 20. He said that I could come back inside. She was still there. He was about to take her home, but I was cold that night. I had to pee. Like, I wanted to come back home. I wanted to get back inside. And so I went into the bathroom, and I said, let me know when you leave, because I was so hurt. I didn't even want to see her. I didn't want to look at her, because part of me blamed her for fucking
ruining your Valentine's Day.
Ruining my Valentine's Day. It wasn't ruined, but it was ruined because she took him away from me, and it's okay. Like, I get it. He's a fucking whore and wants to stick his dick in anything that walks. And that, you know.
Maybe I should have said, also, warning, there will be foul language used, right, in this police video interview. Not by me, if I can help it. But you just heard some of it over there.
He always comes back to me, though. He always comes back to me, and isn't that what matters, that he comes back to me? No, I know better. He takes her home. He comes back. Everything's back to normal. The next day, I go back to my mom's, and next thing I know, he messages me on Facebook saying, this bitch stole my ring. He thinks that I'm happy about this when I'm not. Mind you, I have stolen everything under the sun. I have not. I've never stolen anything from him. Never, not once have I taken anything from him. Never, not once. But I know what happens when he gets this idea in his head. I mean, he convinces himself of anything. If it's a thought, he creates some sort of like backing up, like
irrational thought.
Okay, let's say he wants to think that the sky is purple. He will somehow create some sort of reasoning as to why the sky is purple, and he says the sky is purple, and that's it. That's just it. Because he says the sky is purple, the sky is purple. And if you don't agree with him that the sky is purple, he will convince you that the sky is purple. He will convince you.
So he will gaslight you, and he's a coercive controller and a DV aggressor, is what we're hearing based on this. So, allegedly.
By any means necessary, that the sky is purple. I believed him, initially, over the phone, that the girl stole his ring. He asked me to come over to help get the ring back. I'm thinking, okay, verbal, maybe some intimidation. I didn't know anything was gonna happen like that. Oh my God.
So you're telling us that he will say the sky is purple and therefore the sky is purple even though you know that it's not purple. Okay. And you also just told the police that he often accused you of stealing things. Now when he says, this bitch stole my ring, you're like, all right, I'll be right over to help you out with that. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's what already makes me drop any sympathy for her and say, you wanted to be angry with her. You already said that she ruined my Valentine's Day. You ruined my Valentine's Day. Okay, so there you were now. To what? Show your anger? To say, give his ring back? Where is it? And oddly, as I said, Michelle Brandes is the one that found his ring in his vehicle. So there is some speculation as to whether or not she took his ring. However, I think it's more likely, even though that is likely, it's more likely that he just set that all up. It sounds like his MO, that he wants to blame someone for something, falsely accuse them of something, and then beat the absolute crap out of them, right?
I get there, she's fine. She's normal, she's scared. But something was off. Something was off. I could tell something was off. Because he's not acting like he normally would. He's not acting like... He's not being physical or aggressive or like how he normally be with me or Pam. Like, he would have already yoked us up and fucking... He would have already been physical. The girl looks like she's pretending to be scared. And I couldn't understand, like, I couldn't put my finger on it, so I didn't do anything. I didn't even say anything to her. I was just like, what? I'm trying to figure out what is going on. What's happening right now? Because something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right. And I was like, I was even making, because he was just asking, where the fuck's my ring? Where the fuck's my ring? Did you eat it? Did you stuff it up your, like, where is my ring? I was like, look, I'll look around the house to see if I can find it. And I looked in 2 sections. I looked over in the corner where his tool table was. And then I went over by the dresser. When I went over by the dresser is when he told me to stop looking. That she has it. He's convinced she has it. I said, okay. So I stopped looking. He started looking, and at one point there's like these shelves that he made to like put his clothes on. I'm only 4'11", so I can't physically get to the top shelf. But there was a mirror over here on the right hand side, and as he was looking on the shelves, I was looking at the mirror, and I swore I saw the ring on the very top shelf. I didn't say anything then because I was too scared to. I ended up leaving, going back to my mom's, and I mentioned something about possibly seeing on Messenger that I saw something a gold ring on the top shelf. And he was like, oh, really? He's like, it's not there. Or no, I don't even think he said that it wasn't there. He never actually fucking responded to that. I'm not with him. He says something about your girl's in real bad shape. And I said, I didn't believe him. Because from what I'm used to, you take something, or he thinks you take something, or you cross him, or whatever, it's an automatic, you're getting your ass beat. So I didn't believe him. Because it's already been, 2 days now? And the girl there's not a mark on the girl. Now, he said something about she looks like E.T. Like, what the fuck do you mean she looks like E.T.? She wants to talk to you, is what he says. Now, I get there, her head is swollen. She's got 2 black eyes. Now then,
That was 2 days after.
that was 2 days
After
the
bouncing.
initial.
How ironic that her top says, live, love, justice. Yeah, ironic shirt to wear here.
So now we're talking about, 17th?
16th. After Valentine's Day?
Nope.
2 full days.
She went home on the
Okay, so
14th.
2 days
She
in.
came
Okay.
back the 15th, so now it's the 17th.
Okay.
We kept her, oh my god, he kept her for like 7 days. He kept her for a week. From the 15th, he kept her for a week. Because it was the 24th, it was my birthday. The 23rd to the 24th is when she died.
Oh.
Oh my god. He beat me and her side by side because I said I believed her that she didn't have the ring. Oh my god. The way that I was able to get him to stop beating me was if I agreed to help beat her. Oh my god. So yeah, I hit her. I hit her a couple times. A few times. I can't tell you. I hit her.
Closed fist, a smack.
Close fists. Close fist. She didn't make a sound. She kept fucking eating it like there was an agreement, like they had an agreement, like something was, like something. At the end, he said that she wasn't supposed to die. And I have a recording where I told him, I said, I figured it out. This was your fantasy. You played out your real life fantasy. Like, you wanted this to happen. Like, he's sick. I know 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 he's sick. And he...
Do you guys remember the Sean Finnegan trial and his co-defendant, Rebecca Dishman? This case reminds me a little bit of that. She took the stand. The playlist is out there if you want to watch that trial. You know, I would recommend it. It was very interesting, but also very disturbing, and similar scenarios where Sean Finnegan was making Rebecca Dishman do stuff to the victim that he had lured to the home. And it deeply disturbed Rebecca Dishman, but she still participated, and there was also sexual stuff happening that she also participated in. It's got that vibe to it, right? So you can hear, in my opinion, Michelle Brandes is very disturbed by all of this. You can hear with her voice and the way she's talking about it, and like, he's sick and this was his fantasy, and the way everything that she's saying, it does sound like there is trauma there, that she's pretty terrified, but at the same time, you know, she could have told someone to call the police. She could have called the police at any time. She was back and forth to her mom's house. You don't then at that point continue to go along with it, even though I know that she probably was really afraid. A teenager lost her life. A teenager who was the mother of a baby. And now the poor grandmother has to raise that baby alone as well. This teenager had her whole life ahead of her. So to just participate, to say she looks like E.T. is what he said, and her head is so swollen and she's got 2 black eyes. Now you're going to hit her some more. You saying he said so therefore you did. It's just, that's too far. That's too much. I can't actually feel sorry for her, right? Even though I recognize that guy, wow, just from watching his police video interview, that guy is so crazy. Like, he is so scary. So yeah, one would need to find a way to get the hell out of there and call the police or tell someone or text someone or do something, because he was completely sadistic, more than ever at that point.
Say, yep, good job. When I saw on recording, it's on my phone. It's on my phone. I have recording, I have text messages, I have conversations between him and I. Like, they're trying to use me as a scapegoat. They're trying to use me. And I don't understand why. Why did you pick me? Like, why'd you pick me? I loved you. I fucking did. I can't believe this is happening. This is my real life. Like, this is my real life. Like, all because I fucking fell in love with a fucking monster. I did. I helped him. He made me help him. He fucking made me help him. He would give me these looks. And I know what those looks mean. I know what those looks mean. 10 months, and the good honeymoon stage lasted for a month, 2 months, whatever. And there was more bad than good. But the goods were so good. It was so good when it was good, but it was bad. It was fucking horrible. It was a nightmare. But the good was great.
So if you...
And that's how they get you, right? These coercive controllers. They love bomb the crap out of you, and then the abuse starts, and the control, and all these things, and then they love bomb you again. DV aggressors also obviously fall in that category of coercive controllers. So when she's like, when it was good, it was really good. Yeah, but the bad is so bad. That's just what people would call toxic, right? Which the other word for that is abusive.
When you hit her, did you feel like he was going to hurt you if you didn't do what he said?
Yes. You should have seen the look on his face. That's like when he was telling me, go ahead, your turn. You fucking make her give me my ring back. You get my ring back from her. And I wanted him be pleased with me and not hurt me. I wanted him not to hurt me, and I wanted to do whatever he said he wanted me to do so that I could fucking walk away. I just wanted to walk away. I just wanted to leave. He wouldn't let me leave. He wanted me to help.
You said you wanted him to be pleased with you.
He needed my help. I had no choice. I had no fucking choice. I had no choice.
So when you took part in the beatings with Miranda, that was on the 17th? The 2 days after the incident?
2 days after, I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her that day. You should have seen her. I couldn't stomach it. I threw up. I couldn't stomach it. And it lasted like 2 or 3 days.
What prevented you from reaching out to us?
Him.
Did you ever leave that at that
point? I couldn't. Once I saw her, no, I did leave. I left to go to Walmart. And grab some.
Oh my. As we say so often in these cases, Walmart has entered the chat. Okay.
Things for the house and for her because he wanted to take care of her. I don't understand.
Who did you go to Walmart with?
It was Pam and I. Pam went to Dollar Tree.
And at no point in time when you did that, you never felt the need to contact us or come to the station.
Absolutely.
So what was preventing you from doing
that?
What
was the fucking him. You don't know him. I have bruises all along my ribs right now. I have knots on the side of my head. This was him elbowing me. This was him straight punching me in my shit. All this so that I wouldn't say anything.
So keep going from there, from Walmart after what happens.
He had put some sort of Loctite, some sort of like super glue, but like for construction, for like remodeling or whatever the fuck. It's like this super strength in her hair. When I got there, it was already like this. She already had shit all up in her hair. Like she didn't look normal. She had all the shit in her hair. Pam went to CVS to grab some shit for her. So it was, he wanted to take care of her. He wanted to clean up her wounds. Got her fucking just, it didn't make sense to me. It was like, and he kept fucking her too.
Did that bother you?
I'm sorry, what?
He kept fucking her. Like
after she'd been beat?
Yeah, and she liked it. That's why I'm saying there was some sort of agreement prior to. There had to have been, because at one point in time, Pam heard it too. I was in the kitchen, Pam was in her room, but he was so close to Pam's wall in the room that's how she heard it too. And it makes sense now because when him and I would have conversations and Pam would know, I was like, how the fuck did you know? Like, you weren't even there. He said, thank you for giving me everything that I wanted. And it didn't make, why would you be thanking her? And I'm telling you, like, there was some sort of agreement prior.
Lady, serial killers talk like that too. And we don't know what else this guy has done in his life. Besides spending a lot of time in prison. I think he said it was 11 years. Yeah, but what else did he do since getting out? We don't know, but I mean, there's some sort of agreement. It can't be that 1 minute he's this abuser, coercive controller with you, and the next he's like taking care of this girl that he's keeping captive, a 16-year-old, and that she liked it and they had some sort of agreement. No, it's the same monster that poor teenager was dealing with, but you know, in his most sadistic state. Super glue in her hair, torturing her, beating her. If he says, thank you for giving me everything I wanted, doesn't that sound like something a serial killer would say while they're torturing their victim? You know what I mean? Yeah.
There was some sort of agreement prior to, and she lied. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand. But there was there had to have been. Why else? Why else? Why else would you be thanking her? And why else would she be willingly doing, like, she was quiet. She didn't scream. She was not tied up.
Fear.
So she could have left at any time.
So could it be?
We went to sleep. She could have gone. She could have left. There was a time.
Ma'am, you were at Walmart and couldn't call the police because you were so afraid of him, even when you were at your mother's house. And now you expect this teenager to scream, to go against what he's telling her to do, to just run for her life, when she's completely incapacitated as well.
I was the last one to wake up, and they're sitting there talking like a normal conversation. She could have left at any time. She never even tried to leave. Never, not once. The door was, oh my God. She could have left.
Where's Pam in all this?
Pam's in the room. She comes out every so often. She had her share of words with her. She was texting me how the little bitch was getting annoying and this and that and the third. And, like, there's text messages. Pam was there the entire time. Pam and I didn't realize how much in love she was with him as well until after all of this, and she walked in on him and I having sex, and she caught an attitude, and it was like, hold on, but we've been dating, so what's the difference now? Like, that's when I realized that she was still in love with him, and not just his best friend. Like,
was Pam still messing around with him too, or no?
They can only do so much because she has some sort of STD, so he refuses to have sex with her. But at the same time, I know that something happened because when I left and came back, and this was after the fact, it was just him and her bodily fluids were all over the mattress and I could see it. So I know that there was some sort of sexual
No.
Did Pam take any part in...
Yes.
What did she do?
She went out there and she was talking, screaming, and fucking even mushed her.
What do you mean mushed her? You like pushed her head into the wall or something?
Like took her face and just was like...
Mushed her, yes.
See why I ask, are there going to be any other arrests? Based on what these two are saying? We heard what the police interview of Stephen Gress and what he told them, and now we're hearing what Michelle Brandes is saying. There were other people in the home witnessing all of this according to them. That's if they're telling the truth, of course. Okay. And there were people that Stephen Gress sent pictures to of Miranda all beaten up. And nobody called the police. Everybody kept quiet. I mean, they apparently dismembered Miranda in some side alley near her mother's home. Nobody knew. Nobody saw. They're not like, oh, we're just quickly going to go outside and do what? Oh, my word. It's sickening.
And she knew that she told me that she had his back. She was on his side, and they were working against me. I didn't know until after the fact. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at everything, and the way he was just being towards me, it didn't make any sense. But I can connect dots. I'm stupid for falling in love with him, but I'm not stupid. Generally, I'm not a stupid person. Generally, I'm not stupid. I was stupid. But once I was able to remove myself and look at everything and try to figure out where I went wrong, like how did I end up there? Like, how did I end up in that position? Like, how did I end up here? So they obviously, Pam's been with him or living with him for 5 years. Okay, so obviously she knows him quite better than me. And the only thing that I can think of that's logical to me is that there was some sort of plan from the very beginning, or close to the beginning, after he made me fall in love. Because he doesn't love me. He loves himself.
That's true.
So I think that from the beginning he had...
Kind of. He doesn't love me, he loves himself. When I say that's true, I mean, yeah, he doesn't love you. Actually, the truth is he doesn't know how to love. He doesn't know what love is. He's completely void of that emotion based on everything that we've learned about him so far. Now, in these police video interview requests, there's no interview of Pam yet. But I'm telling you, if I can get my hands on that, we're going to watch that together too, because that sounds interesting. I'm sure Pam will be testifying at the trial. I don't know if it's going to be a joint trial, separate trials. Is one going to flip on the other? I mean, they're already both telling everything. So it's interesting that they pleaded not guilty, and the case goes ahead, and the state's seeking the death penalty for both of them. So we'll have to see what happens over time.
This fantasy, because he's always talked about snatching some girl up off the street and like taking advantage of her, and that just kind of, yeah, okay. I didn't.
He's told you that.
Yeah.
Premeditated.
He has, and come on, like with technology and the phones and the cameras everywhere, the likelihood of that happening is slim to none. It's just a fantasy until you have a willing participant who will pretend to be captured by you and allow all this to happen. That's the only thing that makes sense.
How many nights did you said that she could have left at any time?
Yeah.
How many nights since she was there after she'd been beaten?
Every single night. Hold on, I'm sorry, finish your question?
Yeah, just how many nights total between the time that she was there, so that's what, the 15th, till the time that she died. How many times would you say, like every single time she had an opportunity to leave?
Every single night she had an opportunity to leave. Every single night.
Was she getting beat every single day?
No.
Was she getting fed at all?
Yes. He was feeding her. Yes.
And tending to her?
And water, yes.
Okay.
All the way up until the very last day. The last day was just...
He did also say that he was feeding her. He got her some, like a Wawa smoothie, I think he said. He said she was a picky eater. Again, I think she wasn't feeling too well based on everything that was happening to her. But, okay, so he gave her smoothies and water.
The emotion became, like he was over, like, he said that he just he was way too into it.
And this is all still about the ring?
All about the fucking ring that I believe him or Pam had the entire time. Because he had it on his finger when he got arrested. When I had my mom call, when he got arrested, he had it on his finger. I found it in the car after we had vacuumed the car. How does the ring magically appear on his side, right? But like, so I find it. Pam instantly was like, "Oh, let me give it to him, so that way, he doesn't think that you had it." She gives it to me, and I was like, "Listen, I found it." And he instantly, "You had it this whole fucking time. You did this. You wanted her to die." I never had the fucking ring. I never had it. I literally have just found it. It's always me or Pam. If he misplaces everything. If something is misplaced, me or Pam stole it. Automatically. And so then me or Pam go on the fucking hunt, or we go together on the hunt around the house until it's found. We don't get an apology or a fucking thank you. It's just expected. But everything, every single thing is my fault. He is never at fault for anything. For nothing. Nothing. It is always my fault or Pam's fault.
So go back to the day that Miranda died. Tell me what happened.
He started off with open hand.
What day was this, by the way?
I don't know. The 23rd, I'm assuming. The 23rd of February.
Okay.
Leading up to the 23rd, he gradually became more aggressive. He went from open hand, just the face, the head, to then the body. It's a closed fist.
What room is all this taking place in? Huh? What room is all this taking place in?
His bedroom, which was the living room. As soon as you walk into the house, that was his bedroom.
Okay.
He, chased her in the house at one point in time, and she went into the kitchen, but it was brought back to the bedroom. So by the 23rd,
See there. There's quite large chunks of this that were redacted. So when you see that fade, you just know I've just made sure that we don't sit here watching her in silence for however long, 5 minutes. So I just make sure to edit that out so we can just listen to what we can hear in this redacted police video interview. Often they will do that when there's a minor victim in the case, which is the case in this case, or when it's something maybe too graphic to share or something that would not be helpful for the investigation. So even though we could see a lot of it, there's certain details, particularly about how she was killed, that are not being shared here with us publicly.
As soon as she jumped off that bed, he looked at her, he looked at me, and he said, "This bitch has my fucking ring." And he looked at me, and the look in his eyes, I said, "You're right. You're right. She has it. She has it." And all of the fucking hope that I had just given her just depleted from her, and that's when
See, look at her hand movements there.
I can't, whatever, it ain't work.
He says that Michelle stuffed a billiard ball into Miranda Corsette's mouth and then wrapped a plastic wrap over her face. And he said then he ran into the room, which you just heard his bedroom was the living room, but okay, he ran into the room and it was just too late to save Miranda's life, that she died suffocating like that. But as you could see here, even though a lot of it was redacted, it sounds like, or it looks like, she's saying that he did that. And if I really had to guess, I would say that he did that. I do believe her, actually. In watching everything here with you now, and the way she describes where she found the ring and what happened, there's still a chance that she took the ring knowing that he'd get angry and all of that. But it just sounds like his MO, that he's going to blame someone for stealing something and then his violence would escalate. And so I do think that he probably just put the ring in his car, or maybe on the top of a cabinet where she said she thought she saw it before. And so he had an excuse in his own mind to abuse Miranda by accusing her of stealing the ring, which, if you just put yourself in the shoes of 16-year-old Miranda, how terrifying must this have been? Also to know that not only are you dealing with one monster, but there's these two females in the house as well. One is allegedly participating in the abuse, and I mean, he's even saying that that female killed her, but there's another one in the house as well. And nobody's helping you, nobody's doing anything, no one's calling the police even when they leave the house. I mean, shame. We are 28 minutes into our police video interview out of 1 hour and 14 minutes.
"Where's my fucking ring? Where's my fucking ring? Give me back my ring." She is, "Did you eat it?" And she's over here like he made her poop. He wouldn't fucking let her flush the toilet. He fucking, at this point now, she's trying to fucking push something out of her. The last day she didn't eat, so there's nothing in her stomach to push out. You could see, like, she's trying, she's telling him anything and everything. "Help me look for it. Let me poop for you." Like, she's trying still, like, to fucking push. I don't believe she had it. I know she didn't. Like, I believed her, and how the fuck does it end up? And he's telling me that Angel looked in the car prior to, so it's not in the car, so how the fuck did it end up in the car?
So Angel knew what was going on?
Angel came over when I wasn't there. This was one of the times I was at my mom's. He came over to talk to the girl. Angel said he believed the girl.
Do you know when that was?
It was at the very beginning. And he turned around a couple of days later, or a few days, I don't even know how many days, it was all one big, told Angel that he let the girl go. And she's fine. He let her go, but
Steven told Angel that he let the girl go.
Okay. Through text message. And at the end, and she just...
Okay. So you
tried to wake her up and tried like her chest, and she was dead. She was dead.
did he try chest
Yes.
Try chest compressions and stuff?
Yes. He did.
So at this point,
I told him.
it's you, him, Miranda, Pam's in the house too.
Yeah.
Did Pam see any of this stuff?
Pam came out and saw the body. He would go.
It sounds so creepy how she said that. Pam came out and saw the body. What? It sounds like Pam knew a lot, hence I'm saying we need to see the police interview. Maybe they won't release that publicly. Maybe, of course, she'll be a witness for the state, but holy crap. And now there was also this person called Angel in the mix, which if you watched Stephen Gress's police interview, he also mentioned Angel, a friend of his. But you see, it's almost like Angel is like alibi talk, because he's like, oh yeah, I let her go. Like he had brought Angel over, showed him Miranda, and then told Angel that he let her go. Maybe he was thinking that Angel would back him up and say, I don't know, if like no one ever reported Miranda missing, you know, or whatever it was. Even if, maybe Stephen Gress thought if I'd ever get questioned, my friend Angel knows I let her go, right?
He would go to Pam every so often and tell her something through the door. Pam knew everything. Pam knew everything. She knew everything. And I don't understand why. Why would she not lie?
So, Miranda's dead.
Miranda's dead.
What happens next?
Miranda's dead. He can't stay there anymore because that's where it happened, so we need to go somewhere else. He says, your mom's still in Puerto Rico, right? Yeah. Can't we just go to your house? Just for somewhere safe to go? I guess, yeah. In my house.
Who all goes to the house?
Huh?
Who all? How do you end up getting from your house to
him in his car? Him. I can't drive. I don't have a license.
So where's Miranda?
Miranda's. It looked like because we got an eviction notice.
Miranda was loaded into the vehicle. We saw some ring cam, which is in the episode's link below, where it looks like Stephen Gress is carrying a body out, wrapped in a blanket of sorts. So that is so scary. If that's what he was doing, it matches the date from when they left and they went to Michelle's home or Michelle's mom's home and just did the unthinkable. Everything just gets worse from there. But as I said, it was her birthday, which I think she said earlier was on the 24th. Yeah, so in between, loading Miranda's body into the vehicle, leaving their house, well, Stephen Gress's home, and then going to Michelle's home and then dismembering Miranda, which Michelle apparently knew all about. Then, in between, they celebrated her birthday? She felt what? Special? Like, okay, you're all mine again. Let's go play mini golf and drink and just have the best time. And then afterwards, we could just throw away the remains of this teenager that we've dismembered. What? Wow.
It wasn't a legal eviction. I know this because my mom has rented out properties, and so I know what a legal document is supposed to look like, especially for an eviction. And I know that it takes time, and I know that so I looked at it and I said that's not legal, but we still need, he doesn't want us here, so we're gonna have to move out. So he in his mind, it looks like we're just moving out. It looks like we're just grabbing our shit on camera. It looks like we're just grabbing all of our shit to move the fuck out because we're evicted. So we go to my mom's house, me, him, and Pam. Pam was there the entire time.
Pam was with too?
Go to my mom's house. He is adamant that he wants to do.
Did he seem fascinated by this?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
He had a hard on.
Damn, he had a hard on the entire time. We're going to hear that now. I just want to comment on this. Look at the bar in the middle of the table. Very handy for her to hold on to while she's telling the story, right? It's just like, sure, the way, like her body language, she's just, I don't know how to describe it. Terrified, angry, everything, right? As she's telling this horrifying story. I'm sure at some point she's like, am I really saying all of this out loud? Am I really telling the police this? Because she turned herself in, remember? He got arrested because she called the police because he was attacking her. And I'm sure at that point she thought, holy crap, he's probably going to kill me too. So she called the police, he got arrested, and then 3 days later, because initially it was a little bit of a manhunt for her, she was missing, right? She had fled, and then she turned herself in on March 8th of 2025, this day.
The whole time that he was by all of this. He was turned on, and I even said something about it, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, when it was evident. It was evident.
He had an erection.
He had an erection. He was turned on. He liked it. He enjoyed it. This was all part of a fantasy. And me not knowing what was going on, my pure raw reaction was part of it too.
So you get to your mom's house. What time of day is this?
I don't remember.
Light or dark?
I want to say I honestly, it was dark. It was dark. It had to have been dark. It had to have been dark.
Did you guys just go straight there? Did you stop anywhere along the way?
I think it was just a straight shot.
Okay.
That's when he snatched my gold neck, or my gold, he didn't snatch it, it was accidentally taken off my neck.
Was that when the police were called and went over to you? Or
The police were called multiple times.
the time that he most recently got picked up?
I had my mom called.
Okay.
And I was already outside, and I was waiting, and I just wanted to leave, and he came out, he was on the hood of his car with the shotgun looking at me, and at one point he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. He just mouthed it to me, and I didn't understand why. I was heated. I wanted to leave. I didn't want to be there. You don't want me to be there, so why are you making this so hard for me to leave? I just want to leave. I just want to leave. He didn't want me to leave, clearly. And then the neighbor came out after the fucking chase around the car. The neighbor came out, and I just beelined to the neighbor because I knew he wouldn't do anything in front of her. And I said, hey, I have an Uber coming. Is it okay if I just wait here until the Uber comes? She said, yeah, that's fine. And by that point in time, I had already told my mom, because I was on the phone with my mom the whole time. At that point in time, I already told mommy, I was like, I'm scared because the gun was different. That was the difference this time. Like the gun was, that was different. Mm-hmm. He had never had the gun before. He had never used a gun on you before. Never. And he had already, that's what was different this time. And not to mention, he had already told me he'd be hunting me down, that it didn't matter if I walked anywhere with anyone, that me and the person could get it. Like, he was already telling me that he was hunting me down, and that's why I just, listen, what's the fuck, like, why? And he's like, and then he's like, oh, let me love you and take care of you, and just, it was a mind fuck. It was a mind fuck. Like, he knew. I just wanted to be loved.
Can we go back to...
Yeah.
Yep, those aggressors know. And then it's the cycle of love bombing and abuse. Love bombing and abuse. And it can be very, very distressing and confusing for the victim, right? So the criminal complaint says that he used an air-powered harpoon gun on her that day when she called in, which was March 5th of 2025, and he was arrested. And then, of course, he spoke to the police, which we watched together. If you didn't see it, you can still catch up on that. And charged with first-degree murder of Miranda, which is amazing how as he walked in and they read him his rights, they're like, well, you know what we want to talk about, and immediately just went into the full story of what happened to Miranda, although definitely blaming others.
After you guys any drugs or anything like that during the course of this?
Meth.
Meth?
Constantly smoke. I had never smoked meth until I got with him. With him, I smoked meth. I didn't, and we smoked weed. I didn't smoke weed. He smoked weed. I would hit it once and I'd be high. So but meth. It was all meth.
So you get back to your mom's house, go to sleep. Then what happens next? Like how you guys...
Hold on. Did we sleep? I did. We were driving around. It was my birthday. Like that's the thing. It's like I know we ended up at my mom's house sleeping, but it was after the body that we ended up at Congo River, and it was my birthday. And from there we went to my mom's house to sleep. I don't remember. We drove the Airbnb. We were supposed to get an Airbnb and that never happened. We were supposed to get the Airbnb out in Clearwater. That's what it was. That's how we ended up down there. We were supposed to go, we weren't going to my mom's house originally. We were going to an Airbnb that by the time it was supposed to be booked, the price had changed. So we ended up deciding that we were going to my mom's house, and when we had made the U-turn, the Congo River was right there. He looked at me, wanna go? Sure, I guess. Like, it's your birthday. You look good. We deserve this. Okay, fine. So we went to Airbnb. It's my birthday. Why not, right? It's my birthday. So.
How in the hell are you compartmentalizing that? It's my birthday. Yeah. He said I was good and I deserve that. What? I mean, a teenager was just murdered and dismembered. Yeah, but it's like we went to an Airbnb and we slept and then, okay, tell us more.
There, and then we went to my mom's. That's what it was. We were driving 19 and from 54th, we ended up going past because we were supposed to get that Airbnb. Yes, and then we ended up at my mom's after Congo River.
Okay, going back to when you had first initially gone over to your mom's house in Largo with Steven.
And Pam.
And the white car's there.
Yep.
At any point, did you or anyone call 911?
No.
Did you have any contact with any law enforcement?
From while we still had the body?
Yeah.
No.
So the problem is that there was a 911 call, and that you had come out and talked to police.
It was after the body.
It was after the body. Okay. So what happened there? Like, I know the police made contact with you.
Right. He was coming at me about the fucking ring, trying to say that I had it the whole fucking time when I didn't. And I told him that he just needed to fucking leave. Leave. Just fucking leave. And he wasn't wanting to leave. And so I told him I'm gonna call 911. They said, you need to leave. I'm calling 911. You won't. I called. I showed him that there was an emergency call being placed. And I had the phone up to my ear. And I was like, you need to fucking leave. Get off my property. Leave, 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 leave. He ended up leaving. I told the dispatcher, I don't need. He left. Cop showed up anyway. I explained to them that I just wanted someone to leave my property. And, excuse me, and then that's the day that he went after Pam, because he had took my phone, and he said he didn't take it, so Pam called my phone. It started ringing in his pocket, so he went after her, yoked her up, made her bleed from her nose. Miss Joanne, who rents the room from my mom, came out thinking it was me, saw the altercation between him and Pam, and then told him that he needed to get the fuck out. Like, it was so many occasions. It was so many occasions that he's just fucking attacking me or Pam or the both of us. Like, it's always our fault. He's never at fault. I told the lady, the cop lady, everything's fine, that he had punched me or fucking whatever, but I wasn't ready yet. That I'd be ready one day. It's just that I wasn't ready yet. I was scared.
Ready when you say you're ready one day?
To turn him in.
Okay.
To press charges against him. Because he said that if he went down, that I'd be going down with him.
Well, yeah, that's what happened.
That if he got arrested first, that he was going to make sure that I'd be the one to blame, that I would be going down. And I believed him because he has a way with words. The cops have come out so many times and they talk to him and they fucking just, I don't know how he always wins. I don't know how he always wins, but he always fucking wins. He always wins. The same lieutenant that came out the first time that I had the black eye, it was visible. And he even said, he's like, you're speaking in code. No shit, I'm speaking in code. And nothing happened.
In Largo.
St. Pete.
St. Pete. Miranda's cell phone.
Is in the ditch.
What ditch?
It's in the neighborhood in the ditch. I can't tell you exactly what, I mean, I could probably tell you. I tried looking for it. I remember that I went to a racetrack. And
so it's in St. Pete?
It's in St. Pete. It's in the gutter, the water gutter, the sewer.
Near racetrack?
No, not near racetrack. It's in between. No, not near racetrack. It's near the house. It's one of the gutters near the house.
Okay.
2708. That it's near the house.
Did Miranda have that phone with her the entire time?
That's the first thing he got rid of. He told me to get rid of it. He made me get rid of it.
When did he get rid of it?
The very first day I got there.
So the 15th, back on.
Yeah. Very.
See, so that's also why she's been charged. If you just listen carefully. Wow, on day one, when she was upset that her boyfriend ruined her Valentine's Day by bringing this girl over, she is admitting that she helped to get rid of her cell phone. Day one. That is a big red flag that obviously things are not going to go well for Miranda, because they're already getting rid of her phone entirely. So it's not like, well, she could have left, she could have walked out. That's already a huge sign that things are going terribly badly. There's sinister fantasies in Stephen Gress's head, clearly. And things escalated very quickly, because from when she already got there, he was blaming Miranda for stealing his ring. And the violence started and only got worse over the days.
Did he tell you why?
No, he didn't tell me why. He just told me, you take her cell phone, you get rid of it, put it in the dumpster. He's like, just get rid of it.
What's the phone look like?
It was gray. It was gray, and it was a gray cell phone.
Well, not an iPhone?
I I want to say it was an iPhone.
Did it have a phone case on it?
No, no phone case.
Okay.
No phone case. It was just the phone.
So you put it in a ditch?
No, gutter.
Gutter.
The gutter, the actual sewer gutter.
Oh, so you dropped it in there?
The sewer gutter.
Okay.
And the next day it rained.
Okay.
The next day what?
It rained.
It rained.
Okay. And you had your phone with you this entire time?
It's a different phone. He has destroyed 6 phones and a tablet of mine.
Since the 15th?
No, since I've been with him.
Oh.
How about since the 15th?
Since the 15th?
Have you had this phone with you since the 15th?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
Same number?
I don't have service.
Oh, it's just Wi-Fi only?
Yes.
Okay.
There's multiple apps on there where there's conversations, just like he has multiple phone numbers on there.
What numbers?
He kept changing the number.
What app do you guys normally use to communicate?
There is no normal.
Okay, like
There's
what?
no normal.
There's different, I guess what he's asking is because you can do regular messaging or there's different types of, like WhatsApp or...
There's a text-free app. It's a text-free app.
Okay.
There's text now, text free. There's multiple apps in there, and I tried to take screenshots of the conversations because he ended up reporting my account so that the whole conversation would be deleted and I couldn't have access to it because he incriminated himself in those messages in the conversations, and he caught on that I caught on.
Right.
That I caught on, like.
And yet he knows exactly which apps to use, how to delete everything, even on the other person's end. It sounds like he's got experience. You're not.
This is, you did this. This is, you're gonna have to take accountability of something sometime, and this is how the fuck did I didn't.
And those messages are on.
There's messages. There's plenty of messages on there. There's videos from when he was at my mom's house, and there's video from when he elbowed me in the fucking forehead. You can see it in the shadow on the floor. There's.
Are there videos of Miranda in here?
No, but he sent pictures of Miranda beat up.
To who?
Angel, his mom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a couple other people, I'm not sure who, but he said he wouldn't have taken the pictures if he knew. He took the pictures and sent them to get sympathy, to try to get someone to buy him another ring, was what he said.
He did also say that in his police video interview, that he sent his mom and Angel, a friend, pictures of 16-year-old Miranda all beaten up, which he called all lumped up, because he wanted sympathy from them, so that they could buy him a new ring. Which makes me wonder, has he done that in the past? Is that how he got sympathy? Is that how he got them to buy him stuff? Because if so, they really need to check themselves. Why would they do that? Why enable that? Why not call the police? If your son is sending you pictures of a teenager beaten up, yeah, that's not good. That's not something that deserves sympathy. Especially because he'd already spent so much time in prison for previous charges, armed robbery and things. Yeah, things are not looking right. So that's a huge concern, huge red flag, right? Should be reported to the police.
And then he said he wouldn't have taken the pictures if he would have known she was going to die. So I think he was supposed to let her go, and then I got too involved, he got too into it, and it was an accident. I don't think she was supposed to. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't believe him. I don't believe anything that comes out of his fucking mouth.
Let me ask you this. So, would you be willing to give us consent to extract those messages from your phone?
Yes, absolutely.
So, I'm going to go through this form real quick, okay? It says, I, Michelle Brandis, hereby authorized, I put myself, Detective Jay Gonzalez, detective with the St. Petersburg Police Department, or any other law enforcement officer or digital evidence analyst working with the aforementioned office to take custody of, copy, and analyze the items detailed below for evidence. I understand that copies of the contents of the items, including all files and data, may be created and retained for analysis. I also understand the analysis of the copies of the media may continue even after the items designated for analysis are returned. I provide my consent to this analysis freely, willingly, and voluntarily, and with the knowledge that I have the right to refuse consent. I understand that information from this device may be used against me in court of law. I provide my consent without fear, threat, coercion, or promise of any kind.
Yeah.
You agree? Okay. So what I'll have you do is print your name and then sign it right here. Okay.
Let me mention, because I'm sure many of us are thinking it, that in the Madeleine Soto case, which there's a playlist for if you don't know about it, Stefan Stones gave consent for police to search his phone. But that's now become a huge legal battle of, did he really? And were they supposed to search what they searched and all of that? Will the evidence be thrown out or not, right? I think they were supposed to read something like that. That's how to get proper consent and a proper search warrant, I would think, because he just read out everything that they're going to do. They're going to take her phone, extract everything, and she consented to that, knowing full well what they were about to do, not just quickly look at the maps or quickly look at something. So that was quite nice to hear, you know, just if you compare the two cases, just the difference in how they got that consent, right?
Was there ever any talks about you do something is done so heinous to this poor girl, okay? What is the plan afterwards? Was that ever discussed, like going forward? Honestly, like we're just gonna act like nothing ever happened. Like, what was did you guys have conversations about what was to happen going forward?
Hey. There's an officer in this car with you. Do you need to use the restroom? Do you need to empty?
Can I go come after these boxes?
Yeah, she's here. Grab that.
Yep.
Please bathroom.
I don't know what's going on, but it
No, we're
seems
back.
fair.
I'm sure you do. It's been all over the news. I'm all over the news.
Great.
Huh?
Well, that's great. I mean,
My kids. I got 3 kids.
you have 3 kids.
17, 13, and 6. And their mom's on the news for this. So yeah, no. I'm not okay.
Yeah, no, none of that is okay.
It's Michelle.
The police officer, or whoever it was in the background going, well, that's great. No. 3 kids, 17, 13, and 6. I don't know where their dad is. Now their mom's in jail and facing a first-degree murder charge, and if convicted, facing the death penalty. Shame, her poor kids.
I am curious about a couple.
And actually, you have a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old child and a 6-year-old, but Miranda's 16 and you can participate in beating her. That's difficult. That's difficult to think of. What about your own children? You wouldn't want someone to do that to your own kids, right? I'm talking to her now. Wow. Miranda was the same age, just about, as your eldest, and just 3 years older than your middle child.
Namely, we're curious about the cell phone first. So, you said you threw it in like a storm drain, the one that's just got like the big heavy concrete on top.
Mm-hmm.
If I show you this map, would you be able to help us?
Probably not.
Okay. If I put you in a car and we drive over to the house, would you be able to show us? Kind of point us in the right direction.
You don't think Steven tried to make me do this as well? Steven was trying to recover the phone as well.
When was that?
Afterwards?
Afterwards, after you had already
Yes.
got rid of her
Yes.
and came back down the same seat?
Yes.
Did you recover the phone?
No.
Okay. But you know which drain it is?
I don't know if you've ever been put under some sort of pressure like that.
You're right.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't fucking remember.
All right.
I'm trying to keep my shit together. I'm trying to tell you the
And
truth.
you're doing
trying
great.
to tell you everything. I know I'm not going home. I don't remember which one.
That's okay. That's okay. We just have to ask. We have to try. Okay? You know why we do this, right? We have to try. It's not for me. It's not for you.
It's for her.
It's for her.
I know, and that's why.
So that's why we asked, like, if we put you in the car, we drove over there, maybe you might see a sight.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe. I remember that I stopped at the first one and it was too open and I seen the cameras, and then I stopped at a second one and there was some guys working, or like they were in a driveway or something, and I had to walk around from the driver's side and like bend down as if I were tying my shoe to put it in. That's what I remember.
Okay. Well, we'll take a drive, but before we do.
Stephen Gress, in his interview, said that he believes that Michelle still has the phone or knows where it is. What do you think? Do you think, because she's getting very defensive here, you know, she's not wanting to go there, maybe because it's a traumatizing place, or maybe because what? Did she pawn the phone off? Does she know where the phone is? Did she bury it somewhere? Did she really put it in the gutter, or what?
Do that though. I gotta ask you some other questions.
Of course.
So, you said that he's had this history of picking up girls through Grindr.
He picks up fucking hookers. He picks up females, period.
Okay, so where is he picking these girls up?
Anywhere.
Anywhere, okay.
He could be driving down the street. One time he came home with a couple. He wanted us to fucking all have sex with each other.
Okay. To your knowledge, do you know if he has done this to anybody else?
No. To my knowledge, no.
Okay.
But he picked up sex workers, right? Shame. I wonder if any are missing in that area.
The person to ask would be Pam.
Why Pam?
Pam's been with him for 5 years.
Okay. Because you understand, like, from what we're looking at, what this looks like, right? Like, if he's, I mean, they have documentaries made for this stuff.
I know.
They have people going up and picking up vulnerable women.
He's got...
hurting them, whatever. I just want to make sure that...
Not that I know of.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, too, is...
See, he's alluding to him being a potential serial killer. They have documentaries made about this sort of thing, you know, people picking up vulnerable women, sex workers, Yeah, you mean like Rex Heuermann, the alleged Long Island serial killer? We can name many, but I'm just saying, even the police officer's like, so, has he done this before? Because, I mean, this is extreme.
What about the pets and animals that he gets off Craigslist?
What about them?
Tell me about it, because it's disturbing.
Extremely.
So what...
So, in case you missed his interview, huge trigger warning. Because they're going to be asking about Stephen Gress's habit of killing animals to, you know, de-stress.
What does he do? What happens?
He picks them up and he... That's how he started to this with me. I was sitting on the toilet. He took a puppy, and he was looking at me dead in my eyes, and he says, "This is, instead of me doing this to you, this is how I do it." And he snapped each one of the puppy's limbs as I'm on the toilet. And of course, I tried to remain calm, but tears, I can't help but tears are streaming down my face. That's how it started, with the mind fuck.
How many animals did you see him?
But then you still had sex with him and thought he's like this monster that you're in love with and all of that. Yeah, sympathy, empathy, all of that out the window. You're seeing a guy harm a puppy and kill. Eventually killed lots of animals. He says he can't even count. And yet you're still with him. I mean, where did you think that was going to lead to as well? Now, you're both accused of killing a 16-year-old and dismembering her. Wow. And throwing her in a dumpster where the trash was incinerated, so she'll probably never be found. And then she sits there in that shirt that says, "Live, love, justice." What? I'm glad she turned herself in. You know, that she's talking to the police. Okay, that's one thing. But at the same time, they would have caught her anyway. She probably would have been charged with this anyway, based on everything they know about this case so far.
Kill. If you could
I don't know. Too many.
How long has he been doing this for?
I don't know.
Since you've known him?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the only animal you observed him doing that to? Is that one time?
No.
Is it always dogs?
No.
What other animals?
Other animals. The other animals. Cats. Guinea pigs.
Is it usually the same way? Or is it different methods of how he kills them?
Experiments.
So,
What do you mean by that?
He experiments different ways. He's obsessed.
with killing?
Yes.
Stab these dogs? Stab any animals?
Yeah.
Does he use objects?
Yes.
But can you, I know it's gotta be a lot for you, I get it. I don't get it, but I know it's a lot for you. I'm just asking you to do your best to try to help us out with this. So what else is he using?
What do you mean?
To commit these violent acts?
Anything. He busted this fucking thing with the extender of a bolt, the one that goes around like
the tire?
No,
Like when you
I
change-
grabbed the tire iron that
Okay,
time, and he
okay.
wasn't expecting me to grab a tire iron, and that's why he finally stopped the car and let me the fuck out. It was an extension that goes on the end of like a drill that will tighten something. It was just a skinny one, and I went to block, and he was like, oh, pop, pop, and this whole thing swelled the fuck up. Anything that will prolong the inevitable.
Anything that will prolong the inevitable, she says. But then you want everyone to believe, and the police, of course, that Miranda could have just left. I mean, obviously she could have just left any time she wanted to be there and liked it. Like, yeah, right. Did all the animals want to be there and like it too? I don't think so.
He liked torturing.
Yeah. Yes. I think he enjoyed torturing me the most. Because he knew I had to come back. I always come back. I always came back. Anything else? What else do you do? That's the truth.
And
That's what happened.
I greatly appreciate. Is there anything else that neither of us have asked from you that we should know?
Don't fall for him. Don't fall for his lies. Just know that he's gonna lie. He believes his own lies. So it's very convincing.
I briefly, before we stepped out of the room, I started asking you a question about what the plan was going forward. If there was something that you guys had spoke about, what you guys were going to do.
It was stick together, and then it was fucking. I couldn't. I was going back and forth between and my original plan was just to commit. I just wanted to, and then I realized that I'm still a mom, even regardless of what happened. I'm still a mom, and that's the day that he cornered me in the shower. I was in the shower, and he wanted to come after me with fucking something. It was a pole, something. It was something in his hand. And I don't know where I got the strength, but I ripped it out of his hands. And that's the day that he finally let me leave, because I told him, I was like, I have something to live for, and it's my kids. So,
Was this at the Largo House or 27th
No,
Avenue?
this is St. Pete. So,
Okay, we've got about 15 minutes left. I just quickly want to show you this picture. What a nice guy. Hey, look at him on Facebook with the little birds. Yeah, he posted pictures like this, which is why, as much as I sound like a prude sometimes, I will always say be very, very careful of online dating, because these types are also fishing around in the same pond. That's what's so scary. And you won't know. Just look at this picture, and there's others that we've looked at before. Well, look at him. He's a nice guy. He loves nature. He loves jogging. Yeah, but he also apparently loves torture, abusing animals, killing them, now accused of killing a teenager after torturing her for a week. And who knows what else he's done in his life.
when I finally came to terms that I had a reason to live, and I had a reason to tell the truth, and I had a reason, that's when shit started getting worse. With every time he was around me, the physical kept getting worse and worse, until finally he pulled the gun, and that was when he got arrested.
So your intention was to just, after the fact, to stay with him?
My intention was to. He didn't want me to yet.
Did he talk about his plans?
No. Just to ride it out until shit hit the fan.
And
with Pam.
With Pam. And other than the individuals that obviously were there, Pam, you, and Steven, who else knew about this girl?
His mom.
Did she know about the death or just the beating?
His mom.
Okay. Did your mom know?
I couldn't tell. Couldn't tell her.
So Steven's mom knew that he had committed murder?
I'm not sure exactly what all she knew. I'm not sure exactly what all she knew. I just knew that when I found the ring, and he tells her everything though. He tells her everything. I just knew that when we found the ring, he wanted to drive over to his mom's house, and I asked if I can get out the car. He said yes, as long as I kept my mouth shut. And I got out the car, and he said, look, I found the ring, and she had it the whole time. I couldn't help but break down. I said, I swear to God, I can't have it. And she looked at me, she said, I believe you.
Is there any, I'm just going to run this by you, and just tell me if there's any truth to it. So he picks up Miranda on Valentine's Day. That's a special day. Everyone knows that's a special day. And then obviously you have your feelings for him. You love him.
Right.
And we all see that. And then he ends up picking Miranda.
Right.
And that upsets you.
Right.
So you had nothing to do with maybe potentially taking the ring, hiding it, to blame her because you hate her so much.
No, I don't even know the girl. I don't even know the girl to hate her. Was I hurt? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But how many times, how many other girls has he hurt me with before? It hurt me more the fact that he didn't get me anything back.
Because he got him the gift.
He got him the gift. He didn't get me nothing back. I kind of already initially knew that's how it was going to be, but still, that hurt more than anything because, again, he feels the world owes him, so he is trying to make up for the 11 years he was already in prison for by getting as much pussy as he possibly can. So, no.
Okay.
I don't know her. I don't know her to fucking not like her or hate her.
Do you think Pam would do something like that?
Pam will do anything Steve tells her to. Pam, Steve says jump, she says how high.
Because, I mean, like you said, the ring is miraculously...
But it sounds like so did Michelle. That's why she's been charged as well, you know? I think Stephen Gress told Michelle Brandes jump, and she said how high.
Found in the car.
Miraculously, I'm trying to tell you, it was on the top shelf. I seen it on the top shelf, and I think he may have found it and fucking kept it. This was all a mind fuck.
Why wasn't it said, though, when you saw it that day? Why didn't you say something?
Because, again...
Because, listen, you knew... would have known had that ring had been recovered.
I said something.
That would have probably could have quelled this whole thing.
I said something. It was not part of the plan. His plan. This was all his plan.
Right, but he's sitting there. You're sitting there telling me that he's fixated on this ring, this ring, this ring, this ring. You see this ring there, and you don't say anything to him.
I did.
When?
I did.
When you left and you sent him a text message?
Yeah.
Why not say it there when you saw it?
Because he wasn't going for it.
What do you mean? If you have a ring and you show him,
He wasn't. I couldn't get to it. How the fuck am I
You
supposed
tell
to get
him.
to it? I did.
You said you didn't
He
tell
moved
him
the
that.
pillow. He moved the fucking pillow and fucking put it and looked and said it's not up there and put it back. I swore I saw a fucking gold thing up there. Like, I did tell him.
okay.
Sorry.
What's this ring? No, you're fine. What's this ring look?
Now she's very angry again. Very defensive. And earlier she said that she didn't tell him when she saw it, obviously because she's always scared that she's going to get it. And she left, and then she texted him about it, but he didn't respond to that. So this is a little bit of a different story now, and she's very defensive. So when she's like, it wasn't part of the plan, see, that's what I worry about. How many times did this plan happen? Because clearly he wanted to pretend that 16-year-old Miranda stole the ring so that he, in his own mind, could justify, in that warped mind of his, that he could torture her to try to get the ring out of her.
Like,
It's the one in custody. He had it on his finger. Was it the pinky ring? It's the Egyptian one. He's got the Grim Reaper, he's got the Nugget, and he's got the Egyptian one. That's the one Angel bought him.
What's the deal between him and Angel?
Angel.
Do they hook up?
Yeah. Angel.
We did think that, didn't we? If you go watch his police interview, we were like, wow, and he's walking around with a Grim Reaper ring. I think he also has a Grim Reaper tattoo that we looked at before. Okay. Yeah, all the reddest flags are there.
Is caught in his web of lies and deceit as well. Angel, that's his best friend, is how Angel described it to me. Although when Angel and I had our very first conversation prior to, Steve tells me that Angel knows everything and that there's nothing off the table, that I could be completely honest with him. I said, okay. Well, apparently Angel did not know that I lived with Steven, did not know that I was his girlfriend. Angel had no idea about any of that. So when Angel asked, and I said, you could see the hurt on his face. I believe that Steve may, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. Steve may be in denial and has not accepted that he enjoys, or that he could be bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
Angel, he claims that Angel only sucks his dick, and possibly, okay, he says that the only thing he does is he's a top, which he will have sex with a man, but
He will give it.
he'll give it, but he won't receive, is what he's told me, and that he will let them suck his dick. With Angel, I know that it's different with Angel. I know it is. I know there's just some sort of relationship there, and that's what I mean. It is what it is. I know that Angel.
So do you
is
think
a good.
he and Angel have love each
Yeah,
other?
absolutely.
Okay, and that's why that ring was so sentimental to him,
Yes.
because of how much he's in love with Angel.
I think so. Yeah, he said that's his baby. It was like his baby. He called it his kid. I was like, okay. As he's saying this, I'm like, I'm trying that I'm connecting dots. Like, okay, so like my initial feeling like about it being more than what you admit to me has to be right. Like, it has to be right. Like, I can't. I'm not that far gone. Like, it only makes sense. Angel doesn't like me, because I lived with him and was his girlfriend or whatever. Angel doesn't like me.
Do you think he told Angel about the killing?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that what he told me is that he hinted towards, you know, pretty much if Angel has too much to lose. Angel has too much to lose, so he wouldn't want to put him in a position to where he would squeal and
Or could get himself in trouble.
right, not knowing that that's exactly what he was doing when he would go to his house after the fact and hide out there for one night. Like he
After the fact.
he literally kicked me out the car.
After the fact of what? Like, what are you referring to specifically? Like after the fact of what Stephen did? Are we talking
Yeah.
about this incident?
The Miranda.
Okay.
After
So
Miranda.
you're saying after the killing of Miranda,
Yes.
he stayed at Angel's house.
Yes, after Miranda had died. Yes, he stayed the night at Angel's house. I had threatened to go to Angel's house and tell Angel, and he told me that Angel called one of his female friends to come over and meet me there to beat my ass instead. I don't know. I told him you needed to confess to Angel so that Angel knows, otherwise I was gonna tell him.
So your plan was to tell Angel what he had did to Miranda.
I had threatened him with that, yes. Because it was,
We need to go take a ride to try to find that.
Yeah.
there.
Let me do this real quick.
Yeah.
You've been so great with us, and we greatly appreciate you being super cooperative with this. We're trying to do what we can for Miranda. Would you be willing to provide your DNA sample to us? Okay. I just have to go through this, like, again, it's going to take 2 seconds.
And now it sounds like, of course, we also need to hear from Angel. Maybe we'll hear from him at the trial. Maybe they were also interviewed by the police. Maybe one day we'll get to see that. Ooh, she's looking nervous, of course. I wonder if she thought she's gonna get there, tell all, and go home, because no. She was so arrested, charged with first-degree murder, and they're seeking the death penalty against her too.
All right. So it says, I, Michelle Brandis, have been informed of my constitutional right not to have a search made of my person or provide samples without a search warrant or motion to compel. I, Michelle Brandis, knowingly waive all the aforementioned rights and hereby authorize Detective J. Gonzalez and myself to conduct a search of my person, and we're going to obtain saliva, a cotton swab, as well as any other evidence which may they desire. I understand that any evidence obtained can and will be used against me in court. The search is being performed here. The written permission is being made by me to the above named persons, yourself, freely and voluntarily, without threats or promises of any kind. If you agree to that, ma'am, please sign. Great. Witness line.
Buckle swap time.
Okay, so what you're going to do is, ma'am, you're going to take the applicators and swab each side of your mouth for about 5 seconds on both sides or both of them. You do the other side now. Come right back in here, dude. Alright.
Tell.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah. Hi. Wanna take a ride?
She said, want to take a ride? It's time to say goodbye to your freedom.
And I know we asked you this, so you have nothing on you, nothing like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Something. Okay. Is your ID in there or anything like that?
Do what?
Your ID.
Your ID.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Okay. What's that
That's it.
receipt?
Little something.
What's the date on that?
Recent. 37. Yesterday.
Yes, sir.
That's
Who's Daniel?
the guy who called it in initially.
Munchies.
You guys have a March 5th. The guy who called it
January
in.
6th.
So.
It's neat to see someone actually carrying change. You don't see that.
I feel like women carry change, men. I'm like, what do you guys do with your change? Where do you put the change? I don't know. It just magically disappears.
If they even carry cash.
I'm gonna throw these tissues
Yeah, I
away.
wasn't sure. I don't
Is
see
there
it.
garbage in the bathroom?
Garbage can.
You okay?
Yeah.
And that is the end of her police video interview. Let's hope, and I'm sure they do, right? Let's hope they wipe that table and those bars in the middle down before the next person comes in for questioning. My goodness. But yeah, as I told you, very disturbing case. And now we've seen his police video interview and we've seen her police video interview. And of course, we've done deep dives on the case. So I will keep you posted. As you can tell, I'm keeping a close eye on this one. I think it's so scary that a 16-year-old can, be like, ooh, let me go on this dating app, be a little naughty, lie about my age, and then end up lured, beaten, tortured, kept against her will, murdered, and dismembered all within a week. I mean, it's so terrifying. So I don't have much else to say. I think now we're all going to have to go and get some sunshine if we can, or go take a walk, or, take a shower or something, because that was disturbing. So make sure you look after your mental health as well. And I will most certainly see you in the next one. Stay safe.